Yes, no. We've got no volume. Oh, there we are. I'll just give that a bit of a bump. You're getting louder there. That's good. Or so. We're going to try and pick up the Acknowledgement of Country, which will be out in front of us. So we've got down Tuggeranong last week. We literally just stuck the second mic down the desk.
The Plus 500 Brumbies take on the Sunwolves this Sunday. Kick off at 4:05 p.m. Tickets on sale at ticketek.com.au.
Throw it like
yeah.
sorry.
No, you're right.
There you go, so...
Oh, cool, okay. So we'll get time and score there. Great. And
so it doesn't show the... That's just the app.
just the score, isn't it? Well, hello and welcome to ANU North Oval for round 9. It's the Indigenous round of the Griffin Legal John I. Dent Cup 2018 season. Brett McKay with you for Bar TV Sports. It's our first trip of the season to ANU North, where Uni-Norths will host Gungahlin in the Hahn Superdry Griffin Legal John I. Dent Cup match of the round. Joining me in commentary today from Uni-Norths is injured club captain, and we won't say that he's suspended, Max Bode. How are you, Max? Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, good, Brett. Thanks to be here.
No worries at all. It's a great day. It's reconciliation day here for the Owls. It's ladies' days as well. The function's alive and well down here to our right. It looks like it could be an interesting afternoon ahead.
I believe so. The girls are well and surely into it already next door, so hopefully you don't get too many interruptions. but no, it'll be a good one.
It's the Battle of the Birds. Of course, today at ANU North, the Owls come into the game 5th place on the John I. Dent Cup table on 17 points. They're fresh from last week's bye, but 2 losses on the trot before that to West and Royals. Their last win came in round 5 when they beat Gungahlin 22-10 here at ANU North. Gungahlin sit just 2 points further back in 6th place. And they've also endured 4 losses on the trot now, most recently last week's narrow 31-28 loss to Queanbeyan at Nichols. The two sides met twice in 2017, Gungahlin winning both of those in round 7 and round 13. As I mentioned, in round 5 this year, it was Uni-Norths 22 beat Gungahlin 10 here at ANU North. Elsewhere today, Queanbeyan playing Tuggeranong out at Campese, West facing East over at Jamison Royals. We've got the bye. A couple of interesting games out in the rest of the draw, Max.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens with the ladder over the next few rounds. So, and especially today across the paddock.
Absolutely. We've got an acknowledgement to country about to happen here at ANU North. We'll try and pick up some of that audio here in a minute when it gets underway. Uni-Norths President Michael Axelson out there in the middle of the ground with the PA. We're going to have a chat with Axel at half-time, which I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to see if I can restrict him to just the half-time break, if I'm honest, Max.
He loves a chat, old Axel.
He does.
You'll have an interesting story. He might have twisted his ankle a bit.
Oh, he was telling me about this before the game, yes. He discovered a part of the building, the pavilion here, that he didn't know existed before.
The certain hole that he likes to blame. He didn't mind sitting up on the physio's table.
He did tell me he made a visit to the physio's bench. We'll get some teams here in a moment as well. Two second grade sides from each club lining up, ready to welcome the two teams onto the field. ANU North is looking in pretty good health, Max. It's always I mean, I know it as a cricket ground, but it's been the home to the Owls for a good while as well.
It's in great nick. We often come here on Tuesday, Thursdays to see our oval fenced off in sections from the great ground staff, keeping us locked and tight. They don't like the scrum machine on the pitch either. So
no doubt about that. Both sides taking the field here, and they'll gather in midfield, I believe.
A few juniors running out there as well, which is good for the young attackers.
Now, as mentioned, it's Indigenous round. Both sides wearing special Indigenous socks that have been supplied to all clubs this weekend by O'Neill Sports. So Gungahlin are wearing a blue sock. There's a horse hoof design is what it is. So Uni-Norths have got the white socks, Gungahlin have got the blue ones, and as I mentioned, they'll be worn all around the grounds this weekend, which is a great initiative. So we've got the two teams gathering just down here in front of us. Let's go to Michael Axelson.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Stephanie Pollard will do an acknowledgement to country.
Thank you. I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the lands on which we stand, the Ngunnawal tribe, whose lands and rivers form the foundation for this great city we call Canberra. I pay my respect to elders, past, present and future, and acknowledge their wisdom and leadership, as it is their footprints in which we follow. I acknowledge all those who have gone before us and humbly thank them for their continual journey to sustain our languages, laws and cultures, more often than not in the most difficult of circumstances. I would also like to acknowledge the Indigenous and non-Indigenous people who have participated in sport. They act as both leaders and teachers for future generations, and have inspired them to believe that they can achieve any dream with enough determination and also, importantly, support. This support comes in many forms, such as from family, friends and other sports people, but also from many of the people which are here today. Without many of you here today realising it, you have taken up the role of both supporting and inspiring others to achieve their dreams. So please, take this role responsibly, but also with great pride. On our journey into the future, may the spirits of our ancestors shine their wisdom on you all, and may your journey be one of wonder and success. Thank you.
Thank you, Steph.
Well spoken.
Absolutely.
A message from Barney Williams, one of our leaders in our club in Aboriginal. Just saying he's here today, but he's proud that the Owls will be announcing our reconciliation action plan in 2019. And through that wrap, we will be welcoming future generations of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people to our club, and through the Owls, by extension, to the whole of the ACT Rugby. We applaud the initiative of the ACT government in creating Reconciliation Day and look forward to such a day being celebrated not just in Canberra but across the country. Thank you.
And it's a fantastic initiative from Uni-Norths, Max. I know Axel's front and centre running that. You're well behind the Invictus Games, and this reconciliation push, and this week particularly, it means a lot to the club.
Yeah, our club culture certainly this year has been pretty exceptional. Axel has stepped in as president this year, and he's done a wonderful job. Both fronting up at each game and training and with all of our boys and girls out in the paddock, but also behind the scenes, which a lot of people don't see.
No, that's fantastic. Our referee today is James Hagan. We'll quickly go through those two teams for Uni-Norths. It's Isaleli Farr and Bosco Tungalonga from their New Zealand import on debut. James Lynch is the hooker. Nick Jones and Dave Vernon are the locks. Dan Parity, Dave Bennett the captain, and Ben Love the back rowers. Hamish Dawson is at halfback. Tom Gilmore playing his 100th first grade game for Uni-Norths as well, and we are underway. Uni-Norths straight away having to get it back into their own territory here. It's a good carry there, brought down on halfway there just to Ben Love. Hamish Dawson is the scrum half there. He's looking to get his team out of their own territory. I'll quickly finish those two teams. Panache Kamara, Callum Richardson the wingers, Trent Storen and Sam Irwin in the centres for Uni-Norths, and Jordan Thompson at fullback for Gungahlin. It's Scott Meeks and Ray Dobson up front with Alex Small the hooker, JP Finukatau and Mark Bertholo, Jake Helgeson, Sam O'Leary, Ratika Ilaliha the back rowers, Mitch Ward, Josh Gillard the halves, Matt Hawke and Ali Nahi the wingers, Mitch Conley and James Dargaville the centres, and Luke Duffy the fullback for Gungahlin. The Owls are working their way into the Gungahlin half there now. It's been a bit of a battle around halfway over this first minute or so of play here at Uni-Norths. Dawson coming short side here, finds Sam Irwin. He's brought to ground there by Mitch Conley. Got an offload away. It's a good carry, gets past the 10-metre line there. Dawson has this ball at his feet here now. He finds Jordan Thompson in at first receiver this time. It's a good strong carry there. Dave Verron, the lock, brought down on the 10-metre line here, the Gungahlin 10-metre line. This is Parity. Picks it up and goes again. Dan Parity still going here. Can he find support? He doesn't need it as yet. He's still going here. Dan Parity looking for quick ball here. Dawson spills out the side, and there's a first penalty of the day. Good attacking intent here, Max.
Indeed. It's good to see Dan up the guts there. He's pretty good at getting back up onto his feet. And he had Ben Love on the inside there for some support.
The Eagles didn't know what was going on. Had no one in front of him. No. I think we're going to have a shot here. It's not a bad option, I would think. Points are going to be like gold, I think, today. There's really not a lot between the two teams.
Yeah, and especially at the moment with the wind that's just died down. It's been a bit gusty throughout the afternoon, but at the moment with the wind, looks like a good option. And Sam Irwin's got that one.
So Sam Irwin converts. So the Owls take an early 3-0 lead here at Uni-Norths. He's a pretty handy kicker, Sam Irwin.
Indeed. Interesting kicking style, but you didn't get to see it with that one. Just watch his calf raises next time he gets the opportunity. It's quite interesting.
I watched him. I happened to walk past him over on the far side during his warm-up, and he's just kicking balls from the corner of the dead ball line on the sideline to the post.
Yeah, he was using the wind there quite a bit, just testing it out. So hopefully he'll be good in all conditions today.
Yeah, no doubt about that. So this is Josh Gillard, the Eagles fly half. It's a round 8 team of the week inclusion last week. His first selection in the Hahn Superdry. Matt Hawke gets an offload straight away here to James Dargaville, and he's going to cross for a try. Well, that's a great response from Gungahlin. Matt Hawke, so much experience there. He doesn't need too much of an invitation to make space, and that's a case of not reacting quick enough, Max.
That's exactly it. Straight off the kick-off there from Nick Jones. Just probably misjudged the receipt there, and then they had Dargaville there on the inside as well. So quick points there off that kick-off for Gungahlin.
Pretty handy inclusion, James Dargaville, because he's only a game or two back from injury, I believe. So very much a welcome inclusion.
Yeah, and Gungahlin, I know, have had a few injuries in their backline this season, so I'm sure they're pretty chuffed to have him back there with the boys.
Yeah, we did a match of the round up at Gungahlin, I think 2 weeks ago, and they lost Eramasi Kele, their Fijian block-busting winger, to a fairly nasty ankle injury
I know Jamie Cotts is out at the moment.
He is, He was in co-commentary with us that day, so he was itching to get down on the ground, as I'm sure you are. You'll be back in a few weeks.
Yeah, hopefully 2 more weeks. So hopefully Tuggeran on. I'll be back.
Yep.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed indeed. Although I think that's part of your problem. You can't actually cross fingers at the moment, can you?
Yes.
You've got it fairly heavily strapped there in a cast.
Yes. Fingers crossed if I can. In a few weeks I'll be back. It's healing up pretty well, so we'll see what happens.
Let's hope so. Josh Gillard has brought this back about 30 metres, and he's pushed it out to the right. Distance is going to be a bit of an issue as well in the end. So 5-3 the score remains. But a very quick response from Gungahlin, and that is warning enough for Uni-Norths today. They cannot take their eyes off the prize. As I mentioned, Tom Gilmore's 100th first grade game. We will touch on that soon enough. Been an incredible stalwart for the Uni-Norths club. Gets us underway. This ball comes down to Gillard, just in front of the post, just outside the 22 here. Gungahlin looking to get this away.
Big Bosco with a turnover.
Yeah, you're right. Bosco Tongaloa on debut. Now Uni-Norths all of a sudden on attack here. Sam Irwin can't work out which direction he wants to go. Finally makes a metre or two on his knees in the end. Dawson goes open side. There's that man, Tongaloa again. Really strong carry, finds 5 metres in front of the post inside the 22 here now. Gilmore comes back to this near side and finds Dave Bennett. That tackle looked like it might have been a touch high. James Hagan playing penalty advantage here now. Dawson looking for another carrier. That's that man again. Tongaloa. Been an impressive start for the New Zealand import. Sam Irwin has it down the outside, but he's just lost the ball. Ball's gone into touch to boot. And we come back to that high tackle, Max.
Tackle by Black, no number on the neck, dragging down.
Yeah, it was by Rocky there. I think it was against Sam Irwin. Strong contact, but with the penalty advantage, it'll be interesting to see what option we take here.
I was just thinking that. I was just thinking surely they would have to give serious thought to a shot at goal. Sam Irwin has indeed pointed to the post.
I think that's probably been an issue for us over the last few rounds. Maybe just missed a few opportunities there with our goal kicking. And throughout the season, we've had a lot of close losses that maybe would have got us over the line with a few more kicks. So I think it was a pretty good option at this point in time. Again, looking at that wind.
Yeah, it's feels like it's swirling around a bit at the southern end, the city end. You can see the trees behind the goalpost there are moving around quite well. But you look at the northern end of the ground and things are actually fairly still by comparison. So,
and there
having said that, the wind's just come straight into our face. So Sam Irwin kicking into this subtly to the city end of ANU North here. Hit it pretty well.
I think
and the flags are up. Yeah, I have to admit, I wondered whether he might have just pushed that slightly left as well. But flags are up. Uni-Norths regain the lead, 6 points to 5 here. We've had just short of 8 minutes of play in the Hahn Superdry match of the round. Tom Gilmore, Max, his 100th first grade game. Been with the club a long time, 2010 I think his debut.
He has, he's been there, the old fella. His hairline shows it too, but and you watch the video and you're pretty unimpressed with that comment, but he's amazing for the club, a true leader. It's a great milestone.
Yeah, very well deserved. And great that he can bring up the milestone in front of a really healthy crowd.
Yep, mum and daddy here too for him. So
plenty of Gungahlin supporters here in the crowd. The unmistakable throw of Henry Spate down in front of us as well.
Yep.
Of course, the Brumbies are in action tomorrow afternoon out at GIO Stadium against the Sunwolves. We'll certainly talk about that
first
in
scrum.
The break as well. First scrum of the game. Nearly 9 minutes in. Dawson feeds this scrum. It's a big shove here from Gungahlin. They've certainly won that shove this time, but the penalty's gone towards Uni-Norths, driving up.
I don't know if that was Ray Dobson or Scott Meeks. It must have been Scott Meekins there as Big Bosco got popped.
Yeah. Oh, this touch.
Kick. Dribbled out. It wasn't pretty, but
Jake Helgeson has. I don't think he can believe his luck. The kicks come straight to him, shanked off the boot, and he spilled it, and it's gone into touch.
That's fine. Ray, just the issue I've got is the driving up, okay? Wait on. What's coming chat?
Ray Dobson just querying the ref. That's what the scrums was.
Yeah. Now, is that James Lynch throwing in there, Max?
It is.
It is. Number 2 doesn't fit him. He's gone with 23 today.
He's not the biggest bloke on the park, but he certainly plays above his weight.
Number 2's too big for him. Is that what we're saying?
Number 2's a bit big for the fella.
Uni-Norths coming away from this line-out drive. Dawson goes short, goes to the far side again, but it's a penalty against Gungahlin. Not rolling away is the call.
Ooh.
And now there's a little bit of back chat. Well, it was already within kicking range, but you'd think Sam Irwin surely has a shot here now.
Man, I think so.
Yeah, and there he is pointing to the post again. Well, could very well be a gift.
About 18 metres out there.
3 points, yeah. Well, Sam Irwin now, in his role at Brumbies Rugby, doesn't get to play a lot for you guys now. I was talking to him during the week. He said he was very glad that the Brumbies got a Sunday game. It actually means he can play for the Owls for a change.
He's a hard worker, old Sam Irwin. It's good to have him on the paddock.
No doubt. Right in front of the post, about 19 metres out. So, well, again, flags are up, and 9-5. Uni-Norths lead. We've had 11 minutes of play. It's a pretty simple game, Max. Just get down the territory, wait for mistakes.
Yep. Smart footy. I'm a man who enjoys a scrum, but points are also nice.
Points going to be vital today, I think. As we mentioned, really not a lot between the two sides. It was the case last week as well. Only 6 points between the top 4 sides. There's only 2 points, 3 points, I think, between the bottom 3 sides. So it's really not a lot between the teams this year.
No, it's quite a tight competition, which is good to see as well.
Absolutely.
I'm certainly with East Rugby doing great things this year as well, and a bit of fluctuation in the top 4. It's good to see.
It's charged with competition. There's a real enthusiasm about the competition now with East Revival. It's really good to see. They'll be giving West all sorts of curry out at Jamison today. We'll try and get a progress score through that game for you. Gungahlin, all of a sudden, well and truly deep on attack here now. JP Helgeson with a really strong carry, bumped off a defender. Gillard goes open side there to James Dargaville. What can he do here? Busts through that first one, but he's brought to ground about 15 metres out in the end. Mitch Ward comes open side there to Gillard. There's Ray Dobson, the veteran prop. He's good for 4 or 5 metres as well. Ward keeps coming open side to Gillard. Helgeson misses it. We go back for that penalty though. And so the Eagles now have got a similar sort of decision to what Uni-Norths faced a minute ago. I thought they might have had a shot, but the mark is, in the end, it's only about 10 metres in from touch over the far side there, isn't it?
Yeah, and with that wind, I'm not sure.
Yeah, Gillard kicking for the corner is a pretty good decision in the end.
I'd be surprised if we didn't see a maul off this as well.
Yeah, I think that's not a bad call.
Bit of weight in the Gungahlin forward pack as well. So
now the man with no number over there, that's Ratika Ilolahia, the number 8.
Big Rocky. He's been around for a few seasons now.
Helgeson takes this, and there is that man, Ilolahia, brought to ground about 5 in from touch, 5 out from the Uni-Norths line. Gillard has this. There's a big strong carry there to Nahi, named outside centre, playing on the right wing in the end. Conley has this. He's trying to find Luke Duffy, the fullback. Ball at the back there now for Gungahlin. Gillard has this, finds a runner infield. That's JP Fanukatau, the lock. Good for a metre or 2. Gillard steps right again and again. He's busted through a couple of tackles there. Josh Gillard, the fly half. Ward goes to that far side again, finds Dargaville. There's JP Helgeson, but he's lost it in contact.
Forward pass. I don't know what the call was there.
I have to admit, I didn't actually.
I didn't see what happened there.
See JP Helgson look like I didn't see the ball on the ground.
No,
but, man, maybe it was a forward pass call in the end. The result's the same.
Oh well.
Now, this is a pressure moment for the Owls pack. Pushed up, and as you mentioned before, Bosco Tongaloa was popped in that first scrum. So the Eagles will be looking to turn this into an opportunity if they can.
See Scott Meekins. No, Ray Dobson not getting his bind up there, so just that one was pulled up. Seems like he was fighting a bit there with Bosco, but just to get the bind up. We'll see what happens with this next one.
Crouch. Fine. Set.
Uni-Norths scrum holding well. They've even got this shove going forward. A really good scrum from the Owls. Gilmore throws a wild ball, but it's picked up nicely on the bounce there. Was it Jordan Thompson there at fullback? Ball's been stolen, though, by James Dargaville. The Eagles do turn this into attack. O'Leary goes wide and finds Mitch Ward. There's that man, Ilolahia, put to ground about 30 metres out. Strong tackle there from Kamara. It's a bit of a knock-on, though. Advantage here for the Eagles. Dargaville at scrum half finds Alex Small there. He's brought to ground just inside the Uni-Norths half in the end. Ward and Gillard. Advantage over now is the call. It didn't last too long. Scott Meeks is brought to ground. 2 or 3 metres now inside Uni-Norths. They've lost a couple of metres. Here the Eagles. Dargaville again at first receiver. It's good to see him getting his hands on the ball today.
Ruck now, no hands.
Mitch Ward has this. The Eagles scrum half goes for a little bit of a dart there from the base of the ruck. Brought down on the 10-metre line in the end. Dargaville again in at scrum half. He's been busy in this first 15 minutes, Dargaville. He certainly has. Nahi over on the far side is good to bump off the first tackler, but he's just bundled into touch in the end.
Tom Gilmore's gone quick out the back there.
He had to in the end, didn't he?
No one's seen it. Oh, yep, pull back.
It was a tackle that had to be made over on the far side there.
Some good phases of play there. Gungahlin and some good defence from North. So
they strung a few phases together there. It was really good to see. James Lynch throws short to the front. Well won here by Uni-Norths. Gilmore gets this kick downfield. It's not quite gone as long as I think he'd liked it. Luke Duffy, the Gungahlin fullback, there to clean up. He's brought down on halfway centre field.
Ward's got numbers to the
open
right there.
side. Gillard puts a little chip kick in, but Jordan Thompson takes it comfortably. He makes his way back to halfway. Still going here, Jordan Thompson. Brought to ground just short of the 10-metre line. Sam Irwin in there with the clean out. Dawson with a little snipe there, and he's brought down on the 10-metre line infield a little bit further. Veron goes wide there. That was slightly far, and he absolutely meant this, but it's come into the hands of Ali Nahi, and Nahi is going to score in the corner for Gungahlin. Wow.
He's gone straight to the corner. He probably could have come in a bit there to make the kicker's job a bit easier, but down in the corner he goes.
Wow. A little bit of fancy footwork there from Lely Farr. And
off his back boot.
Off his back boot. Absolutely meant to do it, but I don't think it was supposed to spill free into the hands of the Eagles.
He doesn't mind practising his kicking at training, but that probably wasn't the right kick he wanted to execute.
Maybe not like that. So the Eagles regain the lead. 10-9 with the kick to come. Josh Gillard's crying out for a kicking tee.
Probably just start to keep an eye on the lack at the tackle ruck.
Hopefully someone's got that for him.
Agreed, mate. Yeah, thank you.
Just at this break in play, just a thanks again to our competition partners, Griffin Legal. It's been fantastic to have them on board as the John Dent Cup naming rights sponsor for 2018. Hans Superdry, of course, we're our match of the round sponsors each and every week, and Vodafone are our man of the match sponsors, and we'll throw up a couple of suggestions for that later in the game. Max, we also thank McDonald's ACT, Hart Sport and O'Neill's, who, as I mentioned, supplying the Indigenous socks for both sides today and all 6 teams in action this weekend in this Indigenous Round 9 Griffin Legal John Dent Cup season. So Gillard's conversion, he's a metre or two in from touch over on that far side. He'll be kicking this the best part of probably 35, maybe 38 metres with the angle.
A little bit of wind around.
Yeah, a little bit of wind is the way. It's swirling a little bit here at ANU North. He's hit this pretty well, though. Hit it good. Very well indeed.
Very good kick.
Kept it low. That was the key there.
Hard.
Really good conversion. So 12-9 the score. We've had just about 20 minutes of play here at ANU North. Been a really entertaining first 20 minutes, Max, got to say.
Been some electric footy out there.
Yeah, really has. Gilmore goes high. This ball's going to come down just short of the 22. It's come down to no one in the end.
Bounce.
Bit of a bounce. We've got an Australian rules style ruck. But the Eagles have got this thing. That's Ray Dobson over there. Gillard looking for runners at the back. Finds Luke Duffy. Advantages over. Duffy gets a little chip kick ahead and just bounces inside the touchline.
Right there on the 40.
Wasn't a bad little kick. I'm not sure that that Matt Hawke knew too much about it.
No.
Out here on this this left wing for the Eagles. So this is a bit of an opportunity here, Max, for the Owls.
Bit of space out wide off the set piece.
Going to 7-man line out. Lynch throws, taken well there in the middle. Dawson straight out to Gilmore and finds Sam Irwin in centre field. Brought down the 10-metre line. Got a little offload away there, Jordan Thompson, and he's still going, the fullback. Brought down now about 30 out from his own line. Dawson keeps going that far side there to Tungaloa. Big tight head props been prominent on his Uni-Norths debut. Ben Love over there on the far side. I reckon Ben Love's had a haircut since the last time we've called you guys in action.
He needed one.
It was pretty long and unmissable a couple of weeks ago. Not quite as prominent today, but he's carrying strongly the number 8.
Out 2.
Still short of the 22 here, Uni-Norths, but starting to stack the phases up. That's a good carry, gets them inside the 22. Veron picks up at the back, and he's good for another metre as well. That's James Lynch, the hooker.
Take a step, please.
This is a patient and gradual build up there from Uni-Norths. Ben Love doing the same thing. Tongaloa, he gets another couple of metres. They're edging closer and closer to the posts. Uni-Norths. Gilmore comes open side. Nice pass on the inside back to Trent Store and the inside centre. They keep coming to this grandstand side. There's heavy contact there. Alex Small was the Eagles hooker on Tom Gilmore. He's still down.
Foul play against Blackburn.
We've got a foul play call there. We've just heard.
High tackle there. Time is off.
High tackle.
Yeah, it was that strong contact, Alex Small on Tom Gilmore.
I think it was Helgeson down low, Small up top.
Yeah, and I think it's one of those cases, Max, where man with the ball falling into a tackle has been cleaned up over the top.
So
he looks a bit dazed.
Where was the first point of contact? I mean, what you're telling me is that there was direct contact as the start point. Were there any mitigating circumstances? Was the player falling the ground? He appeared to be falling the ground to me. Okay, so based on what I'm hearing from you, because of mitigating circumstances falling the ground, I'm thinking yellow card.
Okay, right. So that's just listening to James Hagan there and his assistant referee. So we've heard direct contact to the head and neck area.
I agree.
Is what we've heard. I think this is going to be a yellow card here to Alex Small.
That's a big loss for Gungahlin.
It will be.
First point of contact was on the neck.
He's an 80-minute player, more often than not, Alex Small. Yeah, so there it is, yellow card for Alex Small.
And the front row, so we've got them missing in the scrum and the thrower now as well for the line-out. So it'll be interesting to see what Gungahlin do here.
You've got a high tackle penalty here, or a high tackle penalty there. Okay, the one here, okay. High tackle was by the captain.
Gilmore's up.
Yeah, he's up and about, Tom Gilmore. I've already seen the posts have been pointed to.
Yep.
So Alex Small will sit out the next 10 minutes.
High tackle.
Sam Irwin is going to have another shot here. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to keep an eye on the Gungahlin bench down in front of us.
Yeah, that's it. Thanks.
And see who it is warming up. It looks like it might be Ryan Murphy. Yeah, played tight head today for second grade. Sam Irwin converts the penalty, makes it 12 points all here after 24 minutes at ANU North. Ryan Murphy from Gungahlin Links just nicked in the sheds to get a jersey. You might be required very shortly, Ryan. And the Eagles are really slow to get back to halfway here, Max. It looks like
just using up the bit of the time by the looks of it.
Yeah, game management we call this.
Biting my tongue here as an Owls boy.
So Josh Gillard to get us underway here again. 12 all. It's been a really entertaining first half here.
Backward.
Dave Bennett had it and then lost it.
Gone backwards to Panache.
Yeah. Kamara with a good carry, gets outside the 22. Dawson goes open side, finds Gilmore. It's Trent Storen over there on the far side. Got a pass away. Is Callum Richardson looking for a little bit of work over there on the far side. Dawson comes back this way. There's a really strong carry. Yeah, it's a Lily far. Put down just short of the 10-metre line. Dawson goes back short side. Finds James Lynch. Good carry. Got an offload the way, but it has been lost in contact. Luke Duffy has this for Gungahlin. Gets a little kick chipped in over the front line for the Eagles. Gilmore's back. Puts in a little chip kick over the top. Sam Irwin knew what was going on. James Dargaville's got this. Curry. He's flicked it inside. It's strong contact again. Mitch Conley brought to ground, cleaning it up over there for the Eagles. It's a short carry there on Matt Hawke. He was taken a little bit high too, I think.
Nick Jones there, maybe just coming in a bit high.
Yeah, we might hear more about that in a minute.
So backwards, head.
Ward looking for a clearing kick at the back from Gillard. And he goes open side this time, Gillard. Oh, done well over there, Callum Richardson. Where can he go? Looking for a little bit of space. Jordan Thompson finds it. And he's got Parati over there in support. Brought to ground on the 10-metre line in the end.
Your hands are on the ground.
Dave Verron is there.
Hands on the ground first.
No one with Big Bosco there. He's a bit isolated in the middle.
He's been a good carrier though. Bosco Tongaloa wearing Max Bode's jersey today. A very interested onlooker here in co-commentary with me. Dawson gets away up from the back of the base of this ruck, and he's cleaned up by Luke Duffy, the scrum half. He was shortened up in a real hurry there. James Lynch, same thing for him over that far side. Jordan Thompson working his way through traffic. He's brought to ground down by Mitch Conley for the Eagles. They're about 25 out here, Uni-Norths, edging their way close to this 22 line.
This is good footy.
Really good footy. 12 all here at ANU North. Bosco Tongaloa, I don't know how many first tackles he's bumped off today, but it must be nearing double figures already.
Ray Dobson there just getting caught off his feet a bit.
Irwin has this, finds Ryan Jones. Trent Storen to Panache Kamara in the corner for Uni-Norths, and you can hear the cheers of the crowd. A popular try scorer, I think, Max, we can safely say.
Indeed. Panache has been great. Added a lot of value to the team this season. That just came down through to some patience and some good ball skills. Bit of handling there to get it out to the wing. Well done by Nick Jones and Trent Storen as well. Yeah, some really important carries there in midfield, and then patience, as you say. Ball's always going to beat the man, and ball went through the hands.
Appreciate that, thanks.
And found Panache Kamara in for the corner. So Sam Irwin will line this conversion up. He's brought it just outside the 22, but he's going to be about a metre in from touch, so it's going to be a pretty sharp angle. He's going to kick out. But that was an important try, because certainly Gungahlin had regained a bit of momentum in this game with that try.
Yeah.
Over on the far side.
Down to 14 men, Gungahlin, so
yeah, it's very true.
It's definitely the time that
the overlap was going to be there somewhere, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So Sam Irwin with the conversion. Back on the heels, he's up on the toes, comes in. He's hit it well. Has he hit it well enough? He's hit the left hand upright. It started left, looked like it was coming around, then I thought he was going to miss it, and then he's hit the post. So wind is still swirling around here at ANU North. So the score remains 17-12 in favour of the home side.
Yeah, there were a couple that were pretty close, both sides there. So
James Hagan just having a word to Gungahlin about some high tackles.
So Ryan
General warning, I think.
Ryan Murphy's still on the bench. I think there's about 5 minutes left
Yeah, they've managed this well, haven't they, Gungahlin?
Yeah.
It's got to be said. Gillard gets underway. Not the best kick of the
boy.
Matt Hawke has got through on Nick Jones.
Big hit. That's careless.
Yeah, entirely.
Thank you.
I don't think it was.
No,
it seems to be one of those energetic there.
Yeah, Matt Hawke is very much.
But Jones is down.
Yeah, and hasn't got up. There's immediate concern for Nick Jones.
Time is off.
Just a classic case of legs being taken out of a man in the air, and we will see. There'll be a penalty at the very least. I think this is going to be a case of Matt Hawke spending some time off.
I think there'll be some cheese.
Might see if we can listen to the referees here.
Guys were not on the ball. They've taken out the player in the air. The player has fallen on his head and neck. I'm thinking red card.
Ooh.
Okay. All right. We'll wait for this player to be okay. Then we'll
so red card seems to be.
No, nothing happened. I was watching 11.
And it's the way James Hagan and his assistant have talked their way through that. It's really hard to disagree with any of that.
Yeah.
It's, Matt Hawke. His eyes weren't on the ball.
Now with
Nick Jones just taken out in the air like that, coming down on the head and neck area. That's the really dangerous part of this.
He had a bit of a battle last year with concussion, so it's not what we want. There's actually the spinal board coming out here now as well, so this is not good here at North Oval. With Gungahlin, 14 men, and showing the red card as well, so that brings him down to 13 men.
It's 13 now, so a red card for Gungahlin's Matt Hawke.
He needs to be protected.
As we said, very much accidental and unintentional. It certainly wasn't Matt Hawke's intent to cause that sort of damage, but this is a dangerous moment. So all the precautions now are going to be taken here for Nick Jones.
He's not in a good way, Jonesy.
North's medical team just getting around him, so we'll have a little bit of a break in play here. We've had about 30 minutes played here at ANU North. Home side leading 17-12, but Gungahlin now down to 13 men. Alex Small, their hooker, was already off to a yellow card, and he'll have about 3 minutes of that left to go, but they've just lost now one of their leaders, Matt Hawke, to a red card for a dangerous tackle. The legs taken out in the air of young Uni-Norths lock Nick Jones.
Jonesy brings a lot of experience to the Uni-North side, so it'll be interesting to see how the boys turn around from this. And looks like Steve's come on.
He's played plenty of experience. He played plenty of first grade last year, certainly.
Yeah, Steve's got a wealth of experience and played a pretty good game of second grade today as well, by the looks of it. So he'll certainly bring some experience and some electricity into the forward pack.
So Steve Tico there in number 17. So Nick Jones will... I think they're just trying to work out it's the best way of getting this spinal board underneath him.
They've got the collar on there too. They're looking at how to do that. I'd say the ambulance would have already been called as well, judging by as
a precaution.
Injury.
Yeah.
We have seen it previously back in 2016. Playing against Royals, had Big Otto from Royals break his leg, so we moved on to the second field. So I don't know if they're going to struggle to move him.
Right, okay.
That might be an option, but...
Well, that's going to make things interesting for us if that happens. We're a long way away from the second field, obviously. So both sides just trying to keep warm while we do have this break in play. Uni-Norths, as you can see there on screen, just going through some passing drills just to keep the blood moving. And when you have a break like this, Max, it's a cold day, everyone's rugged up, so it'd be really tough out there in the middle. Yeah,
and it'd be just to see what's going through the boys' head. We've got Nigel Bowers out there, strength and conditioning coach. He'll be just walking the boys through some drills. It'll be interesting to listen in on the chat there as well. And then Gungahlin not quite into the warm-up, just a few stretches I'm sure they're just kind of gathering their heads as to what their next step is as well.
Yeah, well, they've, of course, got to work out how they're going to play this game for the next 2 or 3 minutes at least with 13 men. That will be a challenge for them. A few of them now starting to move around a bit, get the legs moving, keep the blood running.
Still trying to get that board under Nick Jones down there. He's going to have some issue. Oh, no good this.
Now, while we have this break in play, I mentioned very early on you're injured and you're out of action for a couple of weeks, but you're also the club captain.
I am.
Which came about this year.
It did.
It did. I spoke to Axel just before the season started, and he was pretty proud that you'd taken this on, and you're a co-club captain, to be fair.
I am. I was a bit surprised when I got the nomination, but certainly having the co-club captain with Anna, she's been amazing, and with Axel as well, their support, and with Uni-Norths, we've got Lockie Crichton, Sam Irwin, all these boys just more than willing to chip in. I felt a bit lost at first, but it's been very helpful having everyone support me. So it's been a good honour. And so
what's that done for your game? Because all of a sudden there's you're still a young guy, but there's a bit of responsibility about it, isn't there?
A bit of responsibility, yeah. It's a bit daunting. No, it's good. It's good. I think the thing that I can take out of it is just kind of my view in the club and how others perceive me, which is really a very nice feeling. So coming off the back of last season, there's just a bit of belief around the boys that maybe I was up for the job, and that's nice to think about as well, just the support there. So especially with myself being off the field at this point in time, hopefully still have my back.
Yeah.
Jones coming off now as well to a round of applause very slowly.
Good to see that he's coming off. And so we'll be back underway here in a minute. Good to see some of the Gungahlin
just getting
medical staff just assisting the Uni-Norths team here as well.
He's all right.
Yeah, so Nick Jones has just been placed back down on the ground here in front of us. They're keeping his head nice and stable. They haven't got the neck collar on though, which I don't think is a good thing. So.
I actually don't think it fit. I was looking at them before. They were looked like they tried to put it on. I don't think it fit.
Right. That's a bit of a concern, obviously.
Thick neck, but he's got a jacket, an Eagles jacket.
An Eagles jacket, yeah, which is, as I said, great to see.
It is good.
Yeah, the Gungahlin staff helping them out. We're back underway here though. Lynch to throw into this line out. He's thrown over the back, and Gungahlin there to clean it up is Ratika Ilulahia, big number 8 with no number at the moment, or indeed for the rest of the game. Ward as he goes to the far side to Gillard, and he finds Dargaville, who comes back off his right foot, back pretty much to where that last ruck was. Ward finds Bartholow, the big number 5 lock. Hasn't made too many metres there. Ward thought he had a carry there. Fanukatau gets an offload away, but it's taken by Sam Irwin for Uni-Norths. It's brought down just inside the Eagles' half now. Play on over on that far side is a call from James Hagan. Dawson was brought to ground. Here's a good carry up through some traffic. Getting on a little bit of a roll here, the Owls. Gilmore with a little kick for the line. It's been chased here by Panache Kamara, but it's going to beat him into touch.
It's not a bad
It's a good kick, I think. Yeah. A good option. Gungahlin still 2 down at the moment. Again, as yet, haven't been forced into that change, whilst Alex Small has been forced off, although they will be now because this is their throw-in for the line-out.
I think someone...
Ryan Murphy is now running down. That's him in number 16 coming on.
They'll have to bring
Or not. No, maybe Mitch Ward is going to...
Bit of confusion.
Throw this in.
Old school.
Oh, well, and he's thrown it in pretty well. It's taken there at the top by Sam O'Leary. The Eagles still have this, so all's well that ends well for that line-out. Although that pass hasn't quite gone where Mitch Ward wanted it to. They're coming back for a penalty, though. Offside. The line-out is the call. So, by my count, Alex Small went off in the 23rd minute. we're well and truly past 10 minutes of play here.
I wonder if
we've had a case of a time hasn't quite stopped.
I think there might be a timing issue on the clock there. I think that injury with Nick Jones happened at the 30th minute, so...
Yeah, well, Matt Hawke certainly was red card at 30, so we might have a bit of a timing issue here at the moment.
Just clock might have come in a bit early there.
But Gungahlin persevering with Mitch Ward throwing into lineouts at the moment. So again, one at the front by Helgeson. Ward's there to clean it up this time. He's doing all right, this lineout throwing business, and they've got the penalty again here, the Eagles.
Ray, calm down, don't scream it.
Ray Dobson just getting
a bit of trouble there, Ray.
a little hot under the collar there. James Hagan just with the message to calm down. Another high tackle by Isaleli Farr. The Uni-Norths prop was the call in the end.
Did play with Ray for a season. He's a good leader and hopefully he's chatting. He's just keeping the boys calm, but he just needs to keep that in mind as well. Talking to the ref there. Can be a very good leader.
Yeah. There's talking to the boys and talking to the ref, isn't there?
Yes.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're parked in Ambulance Gate, I can see a white car at the northern end of the ground. Also a blue car, we need to move cars immediately. I don't know the numbers. You're parked in front of the Ambulance Gate at the northern end of the ground.
So Alex Small, he's back on the field for Gungahlin. They win this line out. Oh, and there's a really strong carry there. A really strong tackle, I should say. Isaleli Farr forces the knock on. Ratika Ilalahia. Really strong tackle.
So yellow cards back on, yes?
Yeah. Alex Small was just on for prior to that line out, so his time is up. He must only have a few minutes left. Therefore, in the half. So Gungahlin back to 14 men. That's relief of sorts. If you've just tuned in, Gungahlin have lost Matt Hawke to a red card a few minutes ago. He took out the legs of Uni-Norths lock Dave Jones. Nick Jones, I beg your pardon, in the air from a restart. A nasty but unintentional incident in the end. So an ambulance is on its way here to ANU North for Nick Jones, who's still just having some attendance just down in front of us. But we carry on, and there's a big push here from Gungahlin, but they've been penalised.
Ray Dobson
going straight down. Yeah. It's been a really interesting front row battle, this one, hasn't it?
It's a big contest. Big Bosco. He's got a bit of weight behind the big fella, so he rocked up. I think he got here on Monday, straight out to training Tuesday. Fit in really well with the boys.
Now, I mean this in the nicest possible way if Bosco's got family watching, but they're a big pair of shorts, it's got to be said.
Mate, they're big. He's a big boy. I think he's clocking around 130, but he gets around the paddock well.
Yeah, he does. He's carried really prominently. He's been really good today.
He'd be upwards of half a dozen carries already. And
yeah, easily.
Good few
just as many tackle busts as well, I'd reckon.
Yeah. I think he had some pretty high level experience back in New Zealand as well. So
yeah. I was going to ask where he. I knew he came from New Zealand.
I'm not quite sure of his experience, but from what I understand, he did play quite a level. So
looks like he certainly played to a decent level. James Hagan and Ray Dobson having a.
Ray Dobson's not happy.
No, he's not. It's been an ongoing discussion, I think we could call it, for the last 10 minutes or so. Lynch throws to the front here for Uni-Norths, and they're away through Gilmore. He finds Storr, and they keep going wide on that far side through Jordan Thompson. He's just shortened up there and brought down on the 10-metre line in the end. Uni-Norths leading 17-12 here just before half-time. Here's that man, Bosco Tongaloa.
He's caught up a bit high there, but he's got the leg drive.
High in contact, but finds another couple of metres. Dargaville peels away with this for the ball, with the ball for Gungahlin though. A good steal by the Brumbies centre. Ward comes open side. There's Ray Dobson carrying the ball now, not actually having discussion with James Hagan, the referee, at this point in time. Alex Small with a good carry there, trying to redeem himself from that early yellow card. Mitch Ward peels away. He's brought down to ground just inside the half now. Found another couple of metres after initial contact. Dargaville gets into first receiver for Nukitau. He's brought down to ground 5 metres inside the Owls half.
Right there,
what can Gungahlin construct out of this before half time? There's that man Mark Berthelo. Some good defence here so far from Uni-Norths. Gillard goes wide. Irwin nearly had that. Luke Duffy's in a little bit of space here. He's now brought down about 35 out. Didn't quite work for Sam Irwin. Gillard keeps going open side there. Finds Sam O'Leary. Gets past one, but he's stopped in the end. Works his way down to ground. There's been a turnover here though for Uni-Norths. Hamish Dawson has this at the back for the Owls.
He's
having to work really hard for this one. He's got it, changed his mind which way to go. James Lynch has this. He's brought to ground now, about the same sort of distance, about 35 out from his own line in the end. Dawson again battling to get his hands on this ball as Uni-North scrum half. They're working their way forward. Far finds a metre or two on the ground in the end. Here's that man, Tongaloa again. He's busted through another first tackle. He's been fantastic today in contact. The big fella, Bosco Tongaloa, new import player for Uni-Norths. Callum Richardson has this now over on the far side, working his way towards halfway. Gillard lifts him and drives him back. They've still got this though, Uni-Norths. Tom Gilmore edging closer to halfway. Really having to work hard for this possession here at the moment, Uni-Norths, and that's been dropped cold by Steve Tico. So Gungahlin now on attack just before half-time. Only a few metres here. James Dargaville really strong in contact as he always is. Finds 7 or 8 metres in the end. There's Ray Dobson. Gets the ball back quickly now for Ward. Alex Small, he's good for a couple of metres as well. As this wind changes direction on us again here at ANU North. Balls spilling out the back there. The Uni-Norths have this. They'll work their way out of their own territory. Lily Farr has it. Dave Bennett gets an offload away. Trent Storen works his way to halfway. He gets an offload away to James Lynch. Sam Irwin's on the inside, but Lynch can't find him. Sam Irwin has it this time. He gets the ball out, hurried ball out the back to Kamara, the try scorer. He battling to get his way down to ground here. Kamara, the right winger. Irwin there infield finds that's Parate. He's still going though, Dan Parate. He gets the ball away to Dave Verron, the lock. Is Dave Verron going to go all the way? He's brought down just short in the end. Uni-Norths looking to score here again before half-time. Dave Bennett has this, flings a ball at the back to no one, but Trent Storen cleans it up. Farr has this now. He can't be too far out now.
No hand.
Only a metre or two here, surely for Uni-Norths. That ball's been knocked down deliberately, surely.
Oh, massive.
There's a yellow card there. And that is, it's not Mitch Connolly, is it Luke Duffy, the fullback?
Looks like Duffy, I think it is. It's a yellow card there for Luke Duffy, just the knockdown. I couldn't quite see it, it was just behind the post there, but critical time there for Gungahlin.
Uni-Norths in a try-scoring position, and not in any real position to take the intercept, Luke Duffy, and that's a
back down to 13 men.
Back down to 13 men.
Pretty well half time here, I'd say.
Oh, I'd like to be a fly on the wall when Dan Atkins talks to his Gungahlin Eagles team at half time. There can only be a few minutes. Dave Bennett asking the question about penalty try, like all good captains do, of course.
Good man.
So Hamish Dawson has this. I think they've opted for a scrum.
Cool. I think that's probably a good decision as well.
Speaking as a lover of the game, not as a front rower, of course.
Bit of both. We don't need to see kicking all day.
I love that this centuries-old division between backs and forwards still lives on in the great game.
They can do their thing. We'll do ours.
Piano players and piano pushers, of course. So Dawson feeds this 5 metre scrum. Straight down by Gungahlin, another penalty.
That Ray Dobson and Big Bosco battle as well. And that's teeing off a little bit here as well.
Just
Bosco's getting in his head a bit, I think, by the looks of it. But Ray Dobson will have to be careful. If he concedes so many more penalties, there might be a card there as well. So they can't afford that.
They cannot afford it. They definitely cannot afford another card. Definitely cannot afford another card here. So Dave Bennett and Ray Dobson just been called out here.
I cannot have this. Yeah, no, the push and shove said enough though, Ray. What I need from both of your teams, is to calm down. We are not pushing and shoving after every penalty. You are putting it back into my hands now. Don't make me deal with it.
Calm's the call.
So that's a pretty clear instruction, isn't it, in the end?
Collapsing.
So penalty against Gungahlin, collapsing that scrum.
James Hagan making things very clear there, what he wants from both captains.
Very much so.
So I've got that, Dave.
So what are Uni-Norths going to do here? Are they going for a scrum again?
I'd say another scrum.
Looks that way, yes. Can only be a minute or two, maybe less than a minute before half time.
It'd be last play.
Yeah.
Now we've got the ambulance coming down here as well for Nick Jones. So
yep. So we'll stick with the action. 5 metre scrum here, attacking territory for Uni-Norths. Gungahlin again down to 13 players with Luke Duffy off with a yellow card and Matt Hawke, the earlier red card for a dangerous tackle.
Trout.
Dawson to feed here for Uni-Norths. Currently leading 17-12. Can they find some more points before half-time? Ball's at the back here for Dawson. It's been a big shove back from Gungahlin. They've done well there. Gilmore has this for Uni-Norths. Storer now comes back off his left foot. Brought down. He's about 15 out to the right of the uprights. They're still having to battle for this. Gungahlin have turned this over, I think. Ball's it's spilled. Oh, it hasn't spilled out the back.
I can see it.
I think there's been 2 or 3 turnovers in all at the end.
Barron's gone half back there to see.
D. Tico has this, and he's brought down in the end about 5 out. Looking for quick ball here now, Dawson. Sam Irwin has this. Trent Storen has this, and he's waltzes in for a try.
Just the show and go there from Trent Storen. He had numbers with Tom Gilmore and Panache on the outside, but decided to go himself, which was the right option.
Yeah, just weight of numbers in the end for Uni-Norths. Really well worked try in the end for Trent Storen.
Brett, I might just sneak downstairs for a minute just to check on Nick Jones.
Yeah, do that.
Here with
That'd be
our
great.
Club president, Michael Axelson. Axel.
I have indeed got Michael Axelson joining me here for a minute. Max Bode's going to go and check on his teammate, and we'll hopefully get an update there soon. As we mentioned, Nick Jones brought down in an unfortunate but nasty incident about 10 minutes before, about 20 minutes ago in the end now, but 10 minutes of play. So Uni-Norths leading 22 points to 12 currently with a kick to come. Sam Irwin has this on the 22. It's about 7 metres in from touch. Kicking it fairly well so far today. Irwin comes in, hits it well, holding up nicely on the breeze, but he's just pushed it across the face in the end. And so that will be half-time here at ANU North. Uni-Norths 22, leading Gungahlin 12, and it's great to be joined here in the half-time break by Uni-Norths President Michael Axelson. Axel, great to have you on board.
Yeah, thanks very much, Brad.
Really nice initiative here before play to see the acknowledgement of country. It's Ladies' Day. You're looking resplendent in your scarf and pink shirt today.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes, we've been working a lot recently on our reconciliation action plan, and Bimey Williamson, who's one of the Aboriginal leaders, Indigenous leaders in our club, who can't be with us today, unfortunately, but he's been working hard with myself and Peter Bradley to ensure that we're up to date with both the universities as well, and talking about how we can move reconciliation through into the future.
You mentioned the universities there, so how obviously that's a big driver. It's a big focus for both the University of Canberra and ANU.
Yes.
How much of that comes through to you guys as a combined entity as a rugby club?
Oh, look, we work with both the universities, and there's different areas that there's a little bit of tension between universities sometimes, as you will know. But for us, we work with everyone, and they're our affiliated sponsors.
Yep.
So they work together with us, and we're planning for the future. We know that across Australia there's a lot of Indigenous boys, young boys and females, of course, who will be up playing women's rugby in a few years, and we're keen to see if we can get them to Canberra. And by definition, they come to Canberra. The opportunities here are possibly a lot greater than playing in Sydney or Brisbane, just simply because we've got seven teams here, and the opportunity to be seen by rugby selectors week in and week out. So we're thinking that there's opportunities there, particularly for young people who might have finished or almost finished their degree, and they might want to come to Canberra and also do a master's or do some postgrad studies.
We've got great linkages and pathways, as you mentioned, through the unis. The University of Canberra is obviously heavily involved in the Aon Sevens, the women's Sevens competition.
Yes.
I know Uni-Norths are really proud of their women's teams, and as we mentioned, Anna being a co-club captain with Max this year. So it's very much a club with many teams for Uni-Norths this year.
Well, look, we're trying to build a really strong, positive, inclusive culture in our club, and I'm not saying that it hasn't been strong before, but we've got lots of young players, lots of really positive aspects going on in our club at the moment. And if you look down around the ground here today, you can see we've got a lot of our old boys following us this year in our 80th year. We've been getting messages out to them. We've got an 80th anniversary reunion dinner coming up on the 7th of July, the day we play Easts, which is basically, it was the 30th of April 1938, the first games here in Canberra. So we're pushing, and Easts are doing the same thing, we know, and we're hoping to make that a big occasion. But on top of that, our women's team today, we had Carrie Graff here doing the jumper presentation for the women, and Carrie was, I won't say she was nervous with a woman of her stature, but she's saying, so what do you want me to do, Axel? And I said, well, I'm just going to introduce you. A lot of these young women here don't even know who you are. And so when I read out a bit of a resume of hers, they were saying, oh, she's come to give us our jumpers. So they were, having little hugs and a photo with Carrie, and and it was a really positive experience, and they were, really excited about having her here. So we're trying to keep building a bit of momentum. And as I've said to you on air before, I said that if you have a strong off-field culture, then that can also translate into a strong, positive game culture. I think, and I think we've been showing that, especially in first grade. Haven't won a lot of games, Brett, but I know you've been in a couple. We've lost by 2 twice. We've had draws. At one stage, in 4 or 5 games, we'd only lost by 9 points across the board.
That's right.
And it's a great thing to see today. We're taking our points.
And look, it's been a cracking game so far. It's been a really entertaining first half. We did the game you played against Royals there a few weeks ago, and
that was a cracking game.
And that was a cracking game, absolutely. So it's fantastic. So Max and I had the conversation there during the first half that the top 4, there's only 6 points between them.
Yes.
But Uni-Norths and Gungahlin and Wests outside the top 4, there's only 3 points, I think, going into this game between the 3 teams. So really close across the competition. And I think
it's fantastic for local rugby to be that close across the competition. It hasn't been that close. My rugby experience goes back here in Canberra to 1959 when I started first playing under 8s or so. And I don't recall it being quite so close up the top of the ladder. Usually there might be 1 or 2 dominant teams, but today it could be any team could roll any other, and I think that's fantastic for the game.
The fact that we're in round 9 and we've had at least 3 different leaders of the competition this year.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
It's
fantastic. And I'm really looking forward to Uni-Norths being the next leaders. We've got a couple of games to win. So we've got today we've got Gungahlin, and at the moment we're leading, and an unfortunate incident. Nick Jones is just being lifted into the ambulance as we speak, and we're hoping that he's okay. He's got a suspected spinal injury by the looks of the way they're treating him, and
they certainly know. They're taking every precaution. He's onto a stretcher at the moment, and he'll be taken away in the ambulance here very shortly, I think.
Well, as you're watching the teams coming back onto the ground, we always remember that you're only one match away from a bad injury, and we hope that it doesn't happen to anyone. And
absolutely,
we really look forward to Nick recovering well.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for joining us at half-time. It was great to have a chat to you, as always. I do need to mention, just as the team's coming back on, the Brumbies, of course, playing the Sunwolves out at GIO Stadium tomorrow. We really, really want 15,000 people out there tomorrow. The Brumbies,
would be great, wouldn't it?
It would be fantastic. The Brumbies will make $15,000 donations to 3 very, very deserving charities in Gimme 5 for Kids, Lifeline Canberra and Oz Harvest. So 15 for 15 is the push. 15,000 people is what we want to see out there at GIO Stadium. It's going to be a cracking afternoon of rugby. Hopefully a bit of sunshine, Axel.
I'd encourage everyone to get out there as well, because the Sunday afternoon games are few and far between here in Canberra.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's going to be one of those days where you can have a great time.
It really is. Get on the ground afterwards for some bit of a kick on the field, and kids can get some autographs and all that. Thanks for joining us, Axel.
Thank you, Brett. I'll talk to you again soon, mate.
You will do.
Cheers,
indeed.
Thank you.
So Nick Jones has been
he's okay.
Loaded into the ambulance. The ambulance will head off here in a minute. Max Bode has rejoined us in commentary. And what is the update on Nick Jones?
Just went down and saw Nick, so he's got a bit of neck pain, but he seems to be in good spirits. I think most of it was just precautionary.
Yeah, and that's good. That's good to hear that. And hopefully he can recover well. Straight away, we're back on attack here through Hamish Dawson, but that pass hasn't found its intended target. Josh Gillard has it for Uni-Norths, for Gungahlin, I beg your pardon. The ball goes down there for Ward. He finds JP Fanukatau. Straight away, we're underway again, and Gungahlin looking to work their way out of their own half. Ward. We've got advantage being played there now.
Knocked down by Sam Irwin. So
a deliberate knockdown penalty.
I think it was just in the tackle attempt. So.
Now we're just going to hold the game here as the ambulance gets away from the playing surface. I actually thought that they might have let the ambulance get away before the game restarted, if I'm honest. But we're getting away here now. Just having a quick look out here, Max. I can't see any changes for either side.
Doesn't look like it.
We've got a replacement player on for Nick Jones, obviously.
That was Steve.
Oh, Steve, of course. Steve Tico came on. Yeah. All right. So it looks like we're there. Gungahlin is still down to 13. Yeah, with Luke Duffy and Matt Hawke off the field. Ray Dobson and James Hagan's frank exchange of views continues.
The saga.
They have the penalty here now, Gungahlin. Josh Gillard will look for touch over on the far side. And he's peeled off about 15 metres in the end. It's had a pretty acute angle to work with over there. First minute or so of half-time. Small throws in, taken well at the top there by O'Leary. Gillard comes open side to Mitch Conley. There's been a turnover there. Sam Irwin has it, and he was hit fairly hard there in the end. Dawson has this now. Gilmore with advantage over. Gets a kick into plenty of open territory over there on the far side. Oh, it's a great pitching wedge over that far side. And a good tackle. A great tackle from Ben Love, the number 8, over on the far side. Just forces the Eagles player into touch.
Textbook that.
I think he might have just lost his bearings of where the sideline was. Over there, it is Josh Gillard. I don't think he quite realised how close he was to the sideline over there.
That nudge from Tom Gilmore just
really good
spluttered and fizzled out just before the line there.
Did
good cover from Ben Love.
James Lynch throws into this line out, and the Owls have dropped this down into the line out drive. They've got them all going, and it is going forward at a rate of knots. And having just said that, it comes to ground.
Commentator's curse there.
Yeah, and they've lost it at the back in the end. Commentator's curse indeed. Usually it's co-commentators wrapping one of their teammates and they drop it cold, but no, it applies to me equally. as we've just seen. So that's a little bit of an opportunity missed for Uni-Norths. They had that rolling maul going forward really well. Gungahlin had done well to stop it and then forced the knock on as well. So they might have dodged a bullet there. But they're still down to 13 currently. And they have a scrum deep inside their own 22 here. Mitch Ward feeds it. Scrum holding up pretty well for the Eagles. Gillard comes open-sided to Mitch Conley. Dargaville gets a pass that he probably didn't really want. Heavy traffic in the end. Mitch Ward at the back looking for a clearing kick or a carry. It's Fanukitau with that strong carry. He's about 10 or 15 out from his own line. This Gillard kick has been touched. Irwin is there for Uni-Norths, but there's a bit Ilalahia cleans up there for the Eagles. O'Leary has it now. This Uni-Norths defence swarms around him. They've still got this though, Gungahlin. They have it out on the far side there. That's Mitch Conley who gets a bit of a kick ahead. Jordan Thompson's back there to clean up though.
And it's gone out.
Thompson goes quickly, throws ball in front of Tom Gilmore in the end. Gets the pass away. Now Callum Richardson has this. There's a bit of space in front of him. Callum Richardson, what can he do here? Gets a bit of a look at the sideline.
pushed out over the sideline.
He showed Ali Nahi. Let him have a look at the sideline. Richardson took the sideline and then Ali Nahi in the end just shoved him over it, Max.
Yes, I'm
still
sure,
counts as a tackle in the end.
I'm sure Callum will like watching that one on the replay.
If he doesn't, I'm sure you'll remind him about it. Yeah. So Alex Small, the line-out throw for the Eagles. The line-out's been working well today. Gungahlin in centre field there. It's Mitch Conley, young centre, brought down just inside the Uni-Norths half in the end. Ward finds Gillard. He finds JP Helgeson. And that's Scott Meeks there at the tight head. He gets a little bit of an offload away there to Alex Small, who's brought to ground just inside the half again. Gillard finds Ray Dobson in midfield. He's brought down just on halfway. Patient build-up here for Gungahlin. Ward comes short side. There's Nahi. Gilmore strips it out, gets the turnover for Uni-Norths. Dawson's kick's been charged down by Sam O'Leary. That's been knocked on by Callum Richardson, and O'Leary has it. And we're going to come back for one of several knock-ons. And it will be a Gungahlin scrum feed.
Yellow card.
Yeah, Luke Duffy returning from his yellow card. So Gungahlin back to 14.
So Uni-North probably not making the best out of that 13 men that Gungahlin were down to. But
no, they scored a try, or scored one try themselves.
Off the cusp of that penalty.
Credit to Gungahlin. They've managed that second yellow card reasonably well, either side of half time.
Really fast Scott Meekins here.
Scrum contest has been really interesting today. And this one's no different. Uni-Norths get a really good shove. Ilalahia peels away at the back for Gungahlin. Ward has this. I thought there'd been a turnover there for a minute. Gillard finds James Dargaville on that open side. He gets a offload away to that man Luke Duffy, who's brought to ground about 10 short of the line now. Gungahlin, ball's been stripped out of this, and there's a penalty.
So some good passing there from Gungahlin.
Just starting to string some phases together, aren't they now?
Bit of momentum. Dave Varon trying to go for the pilfer, but getting pulled up on it.
It feels like since half time, and we've been going 7 minutes since the break, but it feels like Gungahlin have been more concerted in their build-up. Obviously, that would have been a message from Dan Atkins at half time that they don't need to panic, they don't need to score from every play.
Composure, I think, would have been a message.
They're definitely showing
downstairs
that at the moment. So they've got a line-out throw. Is it on the 5? It is over on the 5 metre line over there on the far side. Feels like it's got awfully dark here.
Yeah,
since half time. Yeah, clouds are a little bit more intense above us. Taken not so well, cleaned up at the back. Dave Bennett got under a little bit of a high tackle there. Uni-Norths will look to get away out of their own territory. Gilmore with the kick downfield. Again, finds open space. He's been doing that well today so far. Luke Duffy has it here for Gungahlin. He's trying to find some space himself. Nahi taken well there by Sam Irwin. A good tackle from the outside centre on the barnstorming Eagles winger. Gillard finds JP Helgeson, who busts through a couple of tackles and gets inside the Uni-Norths half. Gillard keeps going open side, finds Fanuki Tau, finds Alex Small over on the far side in a little bit of space. Alex Small looking for all support runners, but he goes to ground inside the 22 now. Building it up here nicely. There's Ilolahi, the number 8. Starting to stack up the phases again here, the Eagles. Gillard is controlling things really well for Gungahlin. He's brought down 12 out, or 15 out in front of the posts. Mitch Ward keeps coming open side, finds James Dargaville. He gets a pass away to Helgeson. Quick ball here for Gungahlin.
Tackled by Richardson, they've just slowed it down a bit.
They have slowed it down here. Luke Duffy, he's held up here in contact. He needs to get to ground. He does. Ward looking short side again. Dummies. Fine goes open side to Berthelo. He's still going the big lock. He finds Ali Nahi, who's held up in contact. Have they forced them all? He's got to ground again, the big winger. He's done well.
Let it come. Let it come.
Ward's got to bury in there to find this ball. Gungahlin scrum half. Finds Dargaville. Jinks back toward the left. Brought down 5 out. 15 in from touch. It's a gradual build-up for Gungahlin. They can't get any closer than 5 metres out. This Uni-Norths defence holding up nicely. Nahi, what can he do from 5 out? Well, not much is the answer. Owls defence holding up really, really well at the moment. Berthelo, they've lost metres here, Gungahlin. Gillard goes wide now to Conley. There's a big carry in the middle there from JP Fanuki Tau. He's brought down a metre short of the line. Where's the room for them? Gillard goes open side. He gets an offload away to James Dargaville, but it's spilled on the ground in front of him. It's not pretty, Gungahlin, but they've still got it, importantly. Ward finds Conley. It's Luke Duffy to Meeks, and they're just throwing it around now, and Ray Dobson's dropped it. Well, we were just talking about composure, Max, for Gungahlin, and they showed it for the first probably dozen or so phases, but just lost it over those last 3 or 4 phases in the end. But really good defence from Uni-Norths, got to be said.
Great defence from the boys and from Gungahlin as well. They're just kind of keeping that nice and tight there. Probably just caught in a bit short. Needed some boys out in the wing there. Probably would have had us on the outside, but certainly impressive from both sides.
Now we've got a replacement coming on in number 8 for Gungahlin. Looks like it's Sam O'Leary coming off. And I wonder if that is BJ Edwards. Was a fresh reserve for Gungahlin. That may well be him. Dawson feeds this scrum. It's gone straight down. Scrum in centre field in front of the Uni-Norths posts, about 20 metres out. 22 points to 12. Uni-Norths leading Gungahlin. We've had nearly 12 minutes of this second half. The Hahn Superdry match of the round played so far. Has been a really entertaining game, Max. Have really enjoyed this one so far.
It's certainly different watching it from up here. So,
how have you enjoyed your experience so far?
I'd prefer to be out there, but
of course you would. This scrum wheels around, balls out is the call for James Hagan. Dawson had that at one point, but it spilled out the back at the edge. Steve Tico is very well and truly offside. Ward goes quickly here now, but he's got no one with him. Can he get a ball away to Ali Nahi in the end? He's brought down only a metre or two out. Gungahlin, they have to score here. They do. The Eagles are over. It's Ratika Ilolahia, the number 8, and that's much needed points, Max.
Yeah. No, that was just off the back of a penalty there. Steve Tico offside in the half combination there, making the most of that. which is probably good for Gungahlin. Still, obviously, with that red card from the first half, so...
Yeah, they've done really well there. 5-point game here again. If this conversion from Josh Gillard, if you can narrow the gap back to 3, they're well and truly back in this, the Eagles. And that'll be a nice little wake-up call for Uni-Norths as well. Tony Doherty, the Owls coach, is just off to our right here on the balcony at Uni-North. And I would imagine that would be the message he's got down via the radio, is just to...
We've got Lockie Crichton there and Phil Doyle down running the messages, so they'll be right into the boys, both with a wealth of experience over the decades, so they'll be right among the boys. And Dave Bennett looking like he had a chat to them before as well.
Of course, vastly experienced is Dave Bennett. Josh Gillard is taking his time about this kick, certainly. He's hit it pretty well, but he's pushed it to the right. So, I wonder if that will be a costly miss for Josh Gillard. Score remains 22-17. North leading. Tom Gilmore is just looking for a ball. And we'll get back underway. Gilmore has it in centre field. Got plenty of height on this, holding up a little bit on the breeze. Comes down to Ilolahia, the try scorer. Just outside his own 22 in the end. Fanukitau hit in pretty heavy contact, but again, just gets out of his own 22, and it's a penalty to Gungahlin. No attempt to roll away there. It's James Hagan's explanation. And that's an easy exit, Max, out of their own territory.
Yeah, they'd be pretty happy to get away from the 22 there. Good take off the kick-off, though.
Gillard's kick doesn't look great off the boot, but it's good for about 15 metres in the end. And I'll have this line-out throw about 8 short of halfway. Alex Small spent 10 minutes of the first half off with a yellow card. They have this off the back of their line out now, but they've just lost it cold. It's play on here now to the Owls.
James Lynch to Dan Peretti there.
And a good carry, sport to ground inside the 22 in the end. He made 5 metres after contact. A little bit of push and shove out of that, but still going over there to Storen. And that's... who was that? It's Kamara over there on the far side. It's Sam Irwin. Finds another few metres as well.
Rocky down in back play.
Lynch has this. It's Steve Tico, but there's a little forward pass. There's a few Uni-Norths players wondering about that call from James Hagan.
Scrum to Gungahlin, probably not the worst thing Uni-North could have had called against them. So
Tika Ilolahia is just getting some attention on the 22.
Something, I think.
Ali Nahi looks like he's doing up a boot or something just in the foreground over there. He's back up.
Some hands on hips too, so I'm not seeing much of the benches from either side up yet, but
it feels like we've lost a bit of pace in the last 5 minutes, doesn't it? Yeah. Just that try to the Eagles just feels like it's taken a little bit of intensity out of...
A bit of juice out of the boys.
Yeah.
I suspect we'll start to see a few of the bench players warming up now.
Mitch Ward didn't get to feed that scrum.
Not sure.
So here's a question without notice for a front rower, Max.
Yep.
Scrum resets. How many of them are deliberate?
Oh, I can't ask me that. I'm very guilty. No.
Let me reword it. How many of them are strategic? How many of them are genuinely trying to buy a little bit of time and, you know...
It's a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing, isn't it?
It's a thing.
There we go. Just lifting the lid on some, but certainly not all of the dark arts.
Certainly.
Of scrummaging.
Yes. Now, when Ray Dobson played for us, he let me in with a few secrets, which I've certainly followed along with over the years. So, quite a smart scrummager, Ray Dobson.
Yeah.
Big Bosco's getting the best of him today, but he's no stranger to the dark arts.
Had the pleasure of a couple of coffees over the course of an hour with Dan Palmer one day talking scrums, and it was enlightening, I have to say.
Dan Palmer's a bit of a wizard.
Absolutely.
To the scrums.
Loves a good scrum.
Honoured with working with him, and he's very knowledgeable.
Learning plenty from him.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Good to see. This ball is in the middle of that somewhere.
Turnover.
Uni-Norths win the maul turnover. Good work from their forwards. And that just sets up an attacking opportunity here now. We've had nearly 19 minutes of this second half played. Home side, Uni-Norths leading 22 points to 17. It's Brett McKay with you on the Hahn Superdry match of the round between Uni-Norths and Gungahlin. It's Indigenous round of the Griffin Legal John I. Dent Cup 2018 season. I've got injured Uni-Norths club captain Max Bode with me in co-commentary. He's just doing some exercise to try and get the blood flowing. It's a bit cool up here now, isn't it?
I've got the thongs on. The lights have just been switched on at North Oval. And
that's just a poor.
Just come in.
That's just a poor choice of clothing, and there's a tip tackle from
Gungahlin.
Oh, another yellow card. And that could have been much worse, certainly.
There's a lot of shaking of the heads for Gungahlin. Costly.
Yeah, costly. And it's Josh Gillard is just checking on Sam Irwin there.
I think tip tackles are right. It's a hard thing. I think he obviously just went and shook Sam Irwin's hand there. Not always intentional, just sometimes it's a bit of a probably both parties to play in there sometimes. What was that for? Chat, red card on.
So now we've got a red card to Mitch Conley. So we've got a bit of a.
That's crazy.
Calm them down, or we'll blow game off. The score now will stand if we blow game off. You can either calm your men down and we can play on, or we're blowing game off.
So James Hagan, the referee, is trying to restore a little bit of order amongst this Gungahlin team.
He's making himself very known to the Gungahlin boys.
So Mitch, in the middle of all that, Josh Gillard was yellow carded for the tip tackle on Sam Irwin. We saw that. That was well explained. It was a clear tip tackle, went past the horizontal, yellow card. Gillard checked on Sam Irwin, and he's okay. He'll probably take a shot at goal here. In the aftermath of that, Mitch Conley, the Gungahlin inside centre,
green snap, has
had some not so nice words to James Hagan, and he's been given his marching orders. He's been given a red card. So Gungahlin at this point, as Sam Irwin kicks that penalty to make it 25-17. Gungahlin are now down to 12 players. They've had 2 players sent off. Josh Gillard off with a yellow card. And the message from James Hagan to Ray Dobson in the middle of all that is you need to calm your players down or this game will be called off. We've still got theoretically 18 minutes to play, and Gungahlin just need to find some composure and find a way of finishing out this game without losing another player.
I haven't seen anything like this.
As I've explained that, you've just heard Max Bode here in the background saying crazy and ridiculous, and it's both of those things.
If I was Ray Dobson, who has been struggling maybe to keep his head, I'd be going crazy.
Yeah, and so this is a real test of Gungahlin now as a side. Can they stay in this contest? Because they've been defending well since half-time, it's got to be said. They've got their way back into this game as the Owls get away from their 22 there through James Lynch. They're edging closer to halfway now, in fact. Gillard has this. There's a little bit of space here for Gungahlin, for Uni-Norths. Callum Richardson loses the ball in contact.
Going forward.
There's a little bit of a high tackle. Gungahlin just need to be careful about this. I think it was slightly accidental, though, to be fair.
Yeah. But certainly for Uni-North at the moment, with the amount of players that Gungahlin have, through the hands will do it.
And that's going to be a test because they know they have a three-man overlap on the field, but again, they can very quickly fall into the trap of playing too laterally, playing sideline to sideline, trying to score off every phase, and that doesn't need to be the way they approach this.
I hope that doesn't happen. Lily far down in back play for blood by the looks of it. Just a bit of claret there from above the eyebrow by the looks of it, just calling for a bit of strapping tape there over the head.
So just quickly going back through the scores, it's Gungahlin have actually scored 3 tries, so if Uni-Norths can find another couple here, they'll get that 4-try bonus point. Of course, that's something for Gungahlin to play for as well. And
excluding cards, Gungahlin have actually been pretty good today.
And I made that point just before the 2 cards, that they'd actually been defending in this second half very, very well. And so to lose another player to a red card like that from Mitch Conley.
Look how empty that back line looks.
Yeah, only 3 players out there for Gungahlin, but their scrum's holding up really well. Nahi with a strong carry in centre field. It's good for 25 metres, 30 metres there. This is exactly what Gungahlin needs. Advantage here is... Oh, I thought there was a bit of advantage being played. Dargaville has this at the back. It's got a little bit scrappy.
Gungahlin are firing now.
Yeah. They've lifted their intensity. There's more speed about their attack at the moment, certainly. Duffy in at first receiver. Fanukitau loses that ball at the back. Ball's gone backwards. I reckon Luke Duffy's got away with one. Gets a kick downfield, and it's gone out on the full. Well, they're trying to play.
They're trying.
Max, you can't fault them for that.
Absolutely not. They hands are on heads now after that phase, but that was pretty impressive off the back of that scrum there. 3 on 5, Gungahlin versus Norths there, and some good hit-ups through the centres there. That's what they need. The Gungahlin boys need everyone to fire, but if a few boys can certainly lift, it'll help everyone.
So Lynch throws in for Uni-North, taken well there at the top by Dave Verron. Gilmore has this, finds Dave Bennett. He's brought down just short of halfway in the end. Spills out the side here for Gungahlin. Fanukitau has it. Dobson, ball spilled in front of his feet. Steve Tico has it now. But we've got a little bit of a knock-on.
That was knock-on Gungahlin first. But
it's actually come off a Uni-Norths player.
Yeah.
It's James Hagen's call there.
I trust his views better than ours, so...
He's certainly closer to the action than we are. I've got to say, a really good view here from the balcony in front of the barn.
It's not.
It's a great view. It's not at all dissimilar to what we had last week down at Viking Park.
Greener pastures on this side of town, mate.
So just some replacements there. Looks like number 21, Ali Nahi has come off. I reckon that is Isaac Walker, I think it is, in 21, has gone on for Uni-Norths, for Gungahlin, I beg your pardon. So the Eagles have got a scrum feed in centre field, about 39 out from the Uni-Norths line. We've got about 14 minutes to play. Scrums down, and Gungahlin have a penalty taken straight away quickly by Ilulahi, the number 8 and try scorer today. What can the Eagles find out of this? Duffy has this. Can he make his way to the 22? He can. Gets the ball back now for Mitch Ward.
Possession Gungahlin.
Ilulahi again, just short of the 22. Ward finds that fresh man, Edwards. He finds his way to ground 20 out, inside the 22 now. There's Walker, fresh man on for Gungahlin.
Feels good.
Ball spilled out the back, though, from the Eagles. A great little flick pass out the back, but it's just gone forward.
Player down behind you.
I'd love to have seen that stick. How good was that? Great pass.
Too good to be true. Lily far.
Lily
down there.
Far is, just down on his haunches in the foreground. So we've got about 13 minutes to play here in the Hahn Superdry match of the round. Uni-Norths 25, leading Gungahlin 17. We thank Griffin Legal for their naming rights partnership and sponsorship of the John I. Dent Cup in 2018, the 80th season of it. Hahn Superdry bringing you the match of the round each week. Vodafone are our match of our man of the match sponsors, and we'll get to that very, very shortly. We thank McDonald's ACT, Heart Sport and O'Neill's, who have supplied the two teams and all teams this weekend with the Indigenous socks. Uni-Norths are in the white ones with the darker hoof print designs. Gungahlin are wearing a blue sock today. O'Neill's have made those socks available for all 6 teams in action today. Brett McKay with you on the Bar TV Sports live feed. I've got Max Bode in commentary with me from Uni-Norths. A very nervous Max Bode standing here next to me. About 12 to play. This game has still got plenty of action left in it, Max.
Yeah.
Good scrum here from Gungahlin. Ilalahia picks it up at the back, number 8, and finds 10 metres up through the middle. Still going here, Gungahlin, trying to build something out of what seemed like surely was a lost cause 10 minutes ago, but they're managing to find some composure and they're building the attack now. Pick and drive is effective so far. They're doing it one carry at a time if they have to. Uni-North's defence is up to it so far. Advantage here now to the Eagles. Big moment in this game potentially. Down by 8 at the moment, Gungahlin, but they're only a metre out here now. The pick up there at the back by Alex Small. Is he nearly over?
Close.
No, not quite. Bringing back to the penalty though.
Number 17 offside.
Number 17 offside.
And that's Steve Tico. Again, gave away that. Well, it was a vital penalty just before half-time, wasn't it? That led to
Gungahlin's forwards
try. They've really stepped up.
Job this last 5 to 10 minutes.
Really stepped up.
A bit of looks like there's a little bit of rain just come down on the field there.
Yeah, I just noticed the path in front of us is a little bit damp down there.
Didn't see it come through, but the pick and drive is probably an option there with just a little bit of water out in the field.
A little bit of grease on the surface. Passing shower, perhaps.
Vital scrum here for Gungahlin.
Absolutely. And again, there's that 3-man backline of theirs. They're not exactly spreading it out. They're all pretty well bunched in centre field there, just between us and the scrum, as you can see. This Eagles scrum, though, is going forward. They've got it at their feet, peeling off nicely. It's just brought down just short of the line, Ilalahia. They've got penalty advantage, though, the Eagles. They're well on top at the moment. They're doing this really well. Only a metre or 2 out here now. Ward has this. We come back to the penalty again.
Now, there could... What's the call? Just another scrum.
Just trying to work out.
A few limping bodies after that.
Gungahlin forwards. Well, they've just decided they'll play this game.
Gillard getting ready to come back on there as well.
Yeah, and his presence will be welcomed back on the field for the Eagles.
Fine.
Big scrum here now. Mitch Ward feeds this 5 metres out, but it's gone straight down on the far side.
James, are you happy for the yellow card to return now? No, book.
Right, so Josh Gillard can't quite come back on yet. It's Uni-North scrum. Max was well on top in the first half, but I'm not sure we can say that since half-time.
Fine.
No, I think it might come down a bit just to maybe a mental ticker.
Yeah. Who wants it more at the moment? Certainly the Eagles are up for this contest.
Bosco
playing with 13. Again, this Eagle scrum going forward. Ilalahia picks it up at the back. He's at the base of the scrum. He reaches forward. But he's short. Oh, there must only be inches in this. Uni-Norths defence holding up beautifully at the moment.
He has to.
A strong pick and drive next to the post, and we have a try. A good forwards try for Uni-Norths in the end.
For Gungahlin, rather.
For Gungahlin, indeed. Yeah, I've done that a few times today. So 25-22 the score. Now, and we've got a game in our hands for the last 6 or 7 minutes here.
Getting a bit stressed here.
Yeah, I bet you are. I bet you are. Isaac Walker will step up with the conversion here. And there is still plenty to play in this game.
Now, if Uni can retain possession of this kickoff.
Walker converts, and we've got a 1-point ball game here. 25 points to 24 in favour of Uni-Norths.
Gillard back on.
Gillard back on. So Uni-Norths, so Gungahlin back to 13.
Bit of noise from both crowds as well.
Absolutely. And well, there should be.
The kick from Tom Gilmore.
Gilmore gets some air on this. Mitch Ward has it, and he's brought to ground on his 22. In the end, what can Gungahlin find in the last 5.5 minutes here? Down by 1 at the moment. Pick and drive's working up the other end of the field, so they're going to try and get out of their own territory like that as well. They'll surely try and find a clearing kick. Helgeson finds another few metres.
Get up.
Mitch Ward has this. Hard just doing this as a pick and drive. Big test here for Uni-Norths. Ward has this. He wants a clearing kick. Luke Duffy. He's brought down by Ben Love in front of the post. 25 out. Ward looking for runners or a clearing kick. It's a pass away to Fanukitau. You can just feel that light spots of rain starting to blow in on us here, Max. Dargaville, he's been strong today, the outside centre.
Substitute Charlie Fairfield-Smith now coming on.
In number 20.
Looks like he's replaced Steve Tico.
Yeah, Steve Tico hooked. 1 penalty too many, evidently. Dargaville, he's just lost it in contact.
Advantage to Uni.
I'll give JP Helgeson plenty of credit there. He just fell on top of that loose ball and made sure that Uni-Norths couldn't get away.
He's limping away now. I think he got a bit of a cork in back play before. We've got a few cramps coming over the boys.
2 different players currently getting attention for Gungahlin at the moment. They've been valiantly trying to stay in this contest, and they're well and truly in it with only 1 point the difference between the two sides.
Connor Jones warming up now for Gungahlin.
Right. Now I mentioned Vodafone are our man of the match sponsors, and we need to make a couple of suggestions for them, Max. So for Uni-Norths, who's stood out for you today, you think?
I think Dan Peretti's been pretty electric around the field today. He's been busy around the park. Other than that, I hate naming
so
names.
This is where I get a little bit get to exact a little bit of revenge back on you, because you've got to try and pick teammates out. I'll help you out here a little bit. I think Tom Gilmore has been really good in his 100th game, trying to control things. Bosco Tongaloa, we've got to mention, he's been exceptional.
That first half for Bosco was
really, really good.
2 more minutes, I think, was the call from the ref.
Okay, and that would be about
4 on the clock. But
Jordan Thompson is coming off here for Uni-Norths. Conversely, for Gungahlin, I reckon Jake Helgeson, the blindside flanker, has been tireless today. He's been really strong. And James Dargaville's been pretty handy as well at outside centre. So there's a couple of suggestions for our man of the match
with
judges.
All those ones. Sterling Doyle just coming on there for Jordan Thompson at the back.
Okay.
Big first engagement from ours.
Dawson feeds here. Uni-Norths through Callum Richardson. Steps back off his right. Held up there in contact. But gets to ground there in the end. Pick and drive here for Parity, who's been really strong all day, as you've just heard there from Max Bode. Veron for the pick and drive.
What's happened here? Nothing.
Ball spills out the back.
Messy.
Bennett picks it up and tries to find another metre or two. Gilmore coming back to this near side. He's got the ball here now. Spied a bit of gap, but all he's found is heavy contact in the end. That gap closed on him awfully quickly. Fairfield Smith finds 5 metres up through the middle. Dawson is looking for runners. It's Tongaloa. That'll be the first time today. He hasn't busted the first tackle. Probably indicative of it being the 79th minute and not the 31st. Fairfield Smith with another good carry. Just working their way forward here, Uni-Norths. Tongaloa with another good carry. Busts the first tackle again. Pushes Ray Dobson aside. Dawson again looking for runners. Parity has been really good there. He's lost it. He's lost the ball in contact though. And so we've got a Gungahlin scrum in front of their own posts. What's this?
There can't be much left here.
What has this game got left in store for us? What little last curveball have we got in this game? It's been a game of drama all day. Gungahlin have had 3 yellow cards and 2 red cards today. I don't think I can recall 5 cards for one side in a game of rugby. But Gungahlin, whilst the discipline certainly has let them down at times in the second half, it has been an incredible display, it's got to be said, with 13 for much of this second half and 12 for a bit of it as well. Short arm penalty now to the Eagles, and they're away quickly. Mitch Ward looking for runners. Scott Meeks has it here, and he's brought down just outside his 22 now. Good clean out there from Alex Small. Dobson in at the unfamiliar role of scrum half. Dargaville just shifts him aside and says, I'll take care of this, thank you. Duffy finds Helgeson, who comes back on the inside, but he's brought down in that same sort of territory. They're going sideways but not forward at the moment. Gungahlin got to get up the other end here somehow. Uni-Norths, conversely, playing this defensive role slowly, and
it's gone forward,
and it's worked for them because there's a knock on, and that.
Wow, a well-needed win from Uni-Norths, but you can't fault Gungahlin on that last jump.
Their display today has been quite impressive. 25 points to 24 is the winning victory in the end for Uni-Norths. Tries, it was Panashi Kamara and it was Trent Storen with only the 2 tries for Uni-Norths. There's a string of penalties there for Sam Irwin, 4 that I can see. For Gungahlin, there was James Dargaville, Ali Nahi, Ratika Ilalahia, and a try there toward the end through the forwards, and that was their 4 tries, so they'll get a bonus point out of this game. They'll get 2 bonus points, in fact, for losing by less than 7 as well. And Max, it's been a fantastic afternoon here, it's got to be said, one full of drama.
It's been some good football, that's for sure. I think a lot of positives and negatives probably for both sides to take out of it. Gungahlin certainly going to count their losses for the next few weeks, probably going to miss a few boys there with those cards, but it'll be interesting to see what comes of that. For Uni-Norths, we needed that win, so
just breaks that losing streak.
It does. I think the boys came off the break last week. We've had a lot of tough losses this season, so it's nice to come away with a win. So that's our second one against Gungahlin, and hopefully we can string a few more together.
Absolutely. Uni-Norths head to Griffith next week to face East, while Gungahlin are one of 3 teams with the bye over the long weekend. We're heading back to Phillip next weekend for the Hahn Superdrive match of the round, where Royals will launch their first Bob Hitchcock Territory Shield defence against West. in the Griffin Legal John Dent Cup match of the round. The Brumbies, of course, host the Sunwolves at 4:05 p.m. tomorrow at Canberra Stadium for the last round of Super Rugby before the Wallabies Island Series kicks off. And of course, we want 15,000 people out there so we can get those 3 very deserving charities a great donation this year. That is a wrap from us here at ANU North. Thanks for your commentary on Bar TV Sports. For Max Bode and the team, I'm Brett McKay. Enjoy your weekend of rugby.
Thanks, Brett.